So these are just my thoughts. I'm nobody's politician, freedom fighter, or expert. In a tweet, MC, poet, and producer Noname spoke on Beyoncé's visual album, Black is King. She said, "We love an African aesthetic draped in capitalism. Hope we remember the black folks on the continent whose daily lives are impacted by US imperialism. If we can uplift the imagery, I hope we can uplift those who will never be able to access it. Black liberation is a global struggle." This tweet raised several questions for me. Number one, in order for Beyoncé to highlight Africa, does she have to call the Avengers to come in and save Africa from all the corruption and exploitation it faces? Does she have to go to every African country and pay homage to every African ancestor? Does she have to slit the throats of 7 goats and make a sacrifice to every African god in order for Black is King to be seen as valid?
Well, it's like, yo, stop recruiting. Stop expecting artists to just do everything. They're not super people.
See, this is the unfortunate thing. As black folks, we have been put in the precarious position of having to look towards our celebrities for leadership and to fix the various problems plaguing black people. Muhammad Ali couldn't just be a boxer. Nina Simone couldn't just be a singer-songwriter. Harry Belafonte couldn't just be an actor. These people had to be activists, and it's unfortunate. Joe Louis was literally labeled the face and example of upstanding black America. He and Jesse Owens went into Nazi Germany with black America and white America on their backs. That's unfair. That's too heavy of a burden. Black artists, athletes, and entertainers are held to an unrealistic standard. If a black artist chooses to speak on black people or anything that deals with civil rights or our plight, then we expect them to be Malcolm X and Harriet Tubman, and it don't work like that. Black artists, athletes, and entertainers should just be allowed to create, and if what they create spawns a better world, then so be it. And if it doesn't, then so be it. This expectation is why we had the most recent situation with Noname and J. Cole. Because if you decided as a black creator to be what the streets call a conscious artist, then your whole life needs to be in alignment with that sentiment. And that's wrong. It's because of this sentiment that artists like J. Cole, who are out protesting and housing single mothers, don't feel like they're doing enough. But to balance out this point, when J. Cole asked Noname to educate him and others in the ways of freedom fighting, it is also not her responsibility to do that. If we get knowledge, if we get free jewelry, that is a blessing. But for the most part, you're going to have to either pay tuition or do your own research. We all have to do our own Googles. We all have to do our own research. Black athletes and black artists shouldn't be expected to push the political needle for black people. This is what we have politicians for. This is what we have freedom fighters for. And of course, in a perfect world, civil rights, human rights, all of it should be as natural as oxygen, but they aren't. It's crazy because in America, we live in this warped sense of reality, especially around celebrity. There's this belief that just because a person is famous, just because a person is rich, that they're able to do any and everything. That's false. Everyone has a role to play. You would never ask a mechanic to do open heart surgery. You would never ask a lawyer to be a veterinarian. The celebrity apprentice should never be in the White House, but yet, here we are. I want to remind y'all that that's not normal. Ronald Reagan was an actor. He should have never been in the White House. Let it be known, I'm not comparing any of the aforementioned celebs to Trump or Reagan. Tupac literally comes from a family of Black Panthers. He always talked about bringing the Panthers back. That's a great goal. That's a great aspiration. But why does an MC have to do that? Why does an artist have to reach across the table to an entirely different section of society to do that? That's someone else's job. He's an MC. He went to the School of the Arts, not the School of Political Science. Tupac used some of his properties to house the homeless. That's great. That's honorable. But Tupac doesn't have a background in social work or transitional housing. Government should be doing that. Parliament should be doing that. Everybody has a role to play. What I'm talking about here is a failure of society. We live in a world that's so messed up that Beyoncé, a tremendous artist, is getting criticized for not saving black people. It's not her responsibility. She can't save black people from the results of slavery and colonialism. Steve Jobs was only asked to make iPhones. Aziz Ansari is only asked to be funny. Fawn Bingbing is only asked to be a great actress. Beyoncé is asked to be Captain Africa. People don't ask Christopher Nolan how he feels about the ice caps melting What is this? Where are we? Is this Black Mirror? Am I living a simulation? Everybody has a role to play. The epic of Sundiata and Lion King are the perfect examples of how it should be. When Sundiata founded the Kingdom of Mali, he had his griot there to tell his story and sing his praises. When Simba reclaimed Pride Rock, he had Rafiki there to tell his story and sing his praises. When freedom fighters protested the Vietnam War, Marvin Gaye drought was going on. Politicians and freedom fighters should be on the ground making change. Artists should be there simply to tell the story, if they choose to. And if they choose to, they should only be held to the responsibility of the artwork being good. That's it. I'm not saying that artists can't use their platform how they choose. I'm not saying that they can't use their network to push for progress. Hell, I'm not saying they can't march or give their money to movements. By all means, please do so. But their main function in society is to create art. Beyoncé has been using her platform to speak. She's been including all Black designers in her videos. She got racist people upset at the Super Bowl. She donated money to HBCUs. You can go to her website and help get justice for George Floyd. Here's another tweet. So, should Beyoncé single-handedly end US imperialism in Africa, which she doesn't have the power to do, end slave trades there, end all human abuse violations, etc., before she can celebrate Africa? What exactly is it that you want from her? Just because you speak on Black history or Black progress in any shape or form as an artist doesn't make you responsible for the liberation of Black people locally, nationally, or worldwide. If Beyoncé or any other artist, athlete, or entertainer genuinely feel that their contribution is giving money, using their platform as a vehicle, or creating art, then it is what it is. Beyoncé is doing what's true for her. I want people doing what's true for them. Not being in activism to get likes, not being in activism because it's hot. Kendrick Lamar should be able to drop "We Gon' Be Alright" and go to bed. Michael Jackson didn't have to unite the Crips and the Bloods in the Beat It music video. It's great that he did it, but it's not his responsibility. It's great that J. Cole is using his resources to house single mothers, but it's not his responsibility. Black people should be allowed to make whatever they want. If they want to change the world, then fine, but they shouldn't be expected to. Let Black people do what the hell they want.